Welcome back to Premier Youth Sports. I'm Clarence Presley. To my right is Deshaun Presley, and to my left is Charles Burnham. We're glad to be finally tuning back in to get back in touch with all of our fans and all of our audience out there that's supporting and watching the kids out here that is putting in work playing youth football in this season. Guys, there's a lot that's gone on over the last couple of weeks, actually the last month. We've been running, we've been running. We haven't had a chance really to even settle down and have our show. And by demand, people have said, when are we getting back on? Well, here we are. Right. We're back on. There's a lot to catch up with. We want to first start off with the Northwest Premier Junior Football and Cheers Jamboree. So I want to just get you guys' thoughts on what did you guys think about the Jamboree? It was the first time we did a 2-day event, and I thought it was awesome, but I want to hear you guys' thoughts.
Me personally, I thought it was amazing. The support, the environment. We had well over twice the size of the crowds we had last year, and we had a great showing last year. We easily had 4,000 people last year, and I would guesstimate, just based on revenue and showing that we've had double that this year. I loved the aspect, and I don't even remember whose idea it was, to come up with the food court, putting the food court and having the food trucks out there. They were a huge hit. Yeah. I know every one of our vendors, I've gotten nothing but great feedback on. They really enjoyed. It was a great investment of their time and money for this event. And not only that, but the families, the crowds, our spectators, they enjoyed having all the selections and different options, and battle being there, and I love kickboxing being there, Island Breeze, KCD's barbecue, the pop shop and things of that nature. So I love the environment more than anything. Yeah, it's great. The football piece of it, we're always going to have that. But I love that we were able to pull off something new, something different for our people.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with you, man. I think I can speak more to just the action on the field for me. The action on the field, I felt like across the board there was so much talent that was out there. I mean, the level of competition was high from each level. You didn't see a drop-off at all. Even getting responses from a lot of the parents that were there. This being, that we've expanded our league this year. It just made them seem like we had definitely put a lot of thought into it. You know what I mean? With the teams that are actually even in our league. You know what I mean? So I could have asked for anything more, man. I definitely enjoyed it, from the food, being able to go, and have your pretty much pick of your choice on what you wanted to eat that day. Yeah. You know what I mean? So overall, I think it was one of the best jamborees that I've ever been to. Splitting it up into 2 days, where people are actually able to come out. Okay, if they had multiple kids, I can relax after this day. You know what I mean? Go back tomorrow. I don't have to be here the whole day, which I think accommodated a lot of families. So there's not much more I can say about it, man. It was awesome.
Man, awesome. I enjoyed the vibe, man.
Exactly.
The DJ, man, had the place
DJ
rocking,
Frost Boogie
and Uncle Guy. I mean, they put it down, man. And one thing I can say, bro, I talked to a couple of people, and they shared with me, man, it felt like we were at a festival or a fair.
Yeah. Barbecue is what I got. Yeah. I had women there helping one of our vendors there, and they left her to go hang out in the stadium, because they're like, man, this sounds like a barbecue in there. It was like a party. Yeah.
It was like a big family reunion.
Exactly.
Exactly. And I was just totally, just excited about what I saw. We had no incidents. Right. It just turned out to be a fantastic event. And just segueing from what you shared, Sean, with the competition on the field, coming out of Jamboree, that following week, it was time to kick off our first week of football. Right. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. What are some games that caught your attention? And let's talk about some teams that may be grabbing your attention as well in each division. But go ahead and share with me your thoughts about first week of football getting kicked off in Northwest Premier, and I want to hear what you guys took from that.
Seeing the first week, there were a couple, especially at the freshman level. There were some great teams that I seen coming out of the Jamboree into that first week. I believe, CD Panthers, they have a great team over there. They have a couple of little scat backs, man, that can really run that rock. Also, the Puget Sound Lancers, they had a bevy of backs that were quick guys. Looked like they were track guys out there running. You know what I mean? Even jumping into the sophomore division, you know, I've seen the SeaTac Sharks. They had a great showing that was out there. The Auburn Panthers, they had a great showing. And there was a series of other teams as well in the Sweet Peas that, you know, kind of slipped my mind as of right now, but I'll jump to the junior division as well, with the CD Panthers as well, the 5-Star Cougars, Benson Bruins, Puget Sound Lancers. I mean, there was a couple of teams that really showed a lot of potential going into the season. On the senior division, I definitely have to say those Rainier Ravens. I mean, they're just a great franchise. They have a lot of good kids over there. Beacon Hill Cowboys. I actually was able to go and watch the game last week. Beacon Hill played against Rainier. Great game. Both sides have a lot of talent. Going forward, I mean, I'll say this, you know, Beacon Hill, they took the L in this game, but I think that, you know, first week, they got a lot of stuff that they can fix and come back, and I believe there'll be competition for everybody else that's in this league. Yeah. So, I mean, I just think the competition is so high. Also, I can't leave out my Puget Sound Lancers on the senior division.
Yep, exactly.
You know, they have a heck of a team over there. I was actually able to see them up close and personal, and yeah, they're worth definitely mentioning. You know,
well, you know they wear that red, blue, and white.
Yeah.
And their head coach told me he got a keys to a brand new Ferrari.
Okay.
So
okay.
From what I was told, they came out like they were hitting 100 miles an hour.
Right.
So
Right.
How about you, Chuck? What's your thoughts?
You know, I'm on his piggybacking off of Sean. Puget Sound Lancers, from what I saw at the Jamboree. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see the game against SeaTac.
Right.
But I talked to people that did see that game, and a lot of people were impressed with the horses they had, with the skill players on that team. And we know how far a good core group of skill players can take you here in youth football. I was really, and this is my biased opinion, I was impressed with my 5-star seniors. Honestly, that Gary, usually he starts slow and he finishes strong, but those kids bounce back from a deficit against Auburn, and were able to pull that game off with 2 seconds left on the clock and finish with a 2-pointer and win the game. And that surprised me, because I really thought it was going to be a tough struggle for them getting out of the gate early in the season, and because they I know he's good for gelling kids later in the season. I think we've all seen him do some amazing things with kids as the season progresses. But that was nice to see them get that tough, strong win at Auburn. But you had Tacoma and Blackout in a dogfight as well. And I think those are teams we're going to have to you're going to have to look out for at that level, at the junior and senior level. I'm most looking forward to the parity at the senior level. The Ravens have dominated since the inception of this league, but I think the game it's going to be different. It's going to be different this year, and I'm not rooting for or against anybody. I'm just what I am rooting for is parity. I want to see competition, and the only way you can get parity is through competition. So I'm looking forward to that this season.
Man, there's a lot of good talent out here. I'm gonna just go back and reflect over some. You guys threw out some amazing teams. There were some amazing games on that freshman level. The Rainier Ravens freshmen came out strong. Man, I heard that game with 5-star and Auburn was a dogfight. Came down to 1 point at the last
an extra
minute
point
at the last quarter. Just like really already from the beginning. And like you said, there's a lot of young talent out here. I know that White Center's only going to get stronger as they continue to press. SWAC as well, Benson. There's a lot of strong programs on that sophomore division. One of the things that many of you are aware of is that CD Panthers sophomore team is ranked number 8 in the nation. And
number 9.
Is it 9 or 8?
I think it was 9.
It's number 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're number 8.
My apologies, CD.
Yeah, they're number 8 in the nation, man. And I got a message over the week from another dynamic sophomore team, Auburn. Those Auburn Panthers have a heck of a sophomore team.
They're stout up front. I witnessed that front row against 5-star. They are. That's a stout bunch.
So I'm hearing. I got a message from a coach that said, "Hey, We won our championship in the league we were in last year, and they won theirs in the league they were in last year.
Right.
We can't wait till we play. I can't wait till you play. Because I think, Auburn got speed and they got size and power, and CD is, like you said, man, they're horses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Machine.
So I'm looking forward to see what Coach Thomas brings out with that crew. Right. I'm also thinking on that junior division. It's gonna be some serious stuff going on. You got some teams
that might
man.
be the toughest division.
Hey, man,
I think that might be the toughest. You're gonna see a lot. I think we're going to see some teams lose that we didn't expect to see lose in that division.
Hey, it's going to be a dogfight. I got a call last night from a president. I won't say his name, but his initials is TB. But he called me and he said, Clarence, everybody's something about our sophomore team, but the CD Panthers junior team is probably even better. He said, look, man, we're planning on coming in here and bringing home the ship. And he said, I know some other teams out there, and they threw out 5-star, and 5-star is a tough team, man. And 5-star got a big game this week.
Oh, yeah,
this is a big game because there's another guy by the name of RB, Mr. Ron Burrows. My guy, he's a heck of a coach, man. And Ron said he's ready for 5-star. He's talking about he's bringing the horses. They didn't get to play last week. He said his dogs is hungry. And he said he's coming after them Cougars, man. I said, I said, let me put a word in. I work with guys that, deal with them Cougars. So let me go talk with them. And from what I'm hearing, the Cougars are saying, bring it.
Wow.
I ain't saying it, Ron. I'm just letting you know what I heard. They said, tell Benson Bruins to bring it this week. So I'm looking forward to seeing what pops off in that division as well. And I was impressed, honestly. It was a defensive game between Beacon Hill and the Ravens on the junior level. That little Jalen Petty, man, at quarterback, this guy's running on the roll, jumping in the air, throwing passes across his body. I said, watch out.
Watch out. Very, very impressed. There's another team that I also was impressed by that I got to see up close and personal was the SeaTac Sharks.
Yeah.
They have a dynamic fullback, running back, whatever you want to call him, Papa Afua, that he's a grown man on the level. And watching him play, he takes no plays off. He's gonna run through whatever you have in front of him. I mean, let's just be honest. He's about 6 foot 245 right now at 11 years old. So you can just imagine how athletic this kid is. So
hey, how ridiculous did that look seeing him play free safety?
Come on, man.
Was he playing free safety?
He was playing free safety, bro. And I tell you, for those who are my age, and I'm 49, if you remember David Fulter, that's what he looked like back then.
He looks like
he looked like an offensive guard playing free safety.
He's a freak of nature out there, man. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to them, man. They have a great team over there. They have a couple of guys that we've grown up with and known for quite some time. My son has from EJ to Devin to all those guys over there. The Poulet. They have a great defensive front. Their offensive line is huge. And I think they're going to do big things, man, coming into this year, man.
And you can't leave out the girl.
Oh,
Stitchy is a monster.
Man, she's been going for a number of years. If you didn't know, you'll get to know her this year on that front line. Believe me, she'll put a hit on you, and she will block you all the way down the field.
And I do got to make one correction.
Yeah.
I got to make a correction because my buddy Charles, he said blackout. Lakewood Light.
Lakewood Light.
Don't sleep on them.
I'm still fixing that.
Big
on the website, I'm still fixing it.
They got a big game coming up this week on the senior level. My guy, Coach Sean Donnell and Milton Bailey. Sean was called. He just pretty much told Curtis, "Hey, we coming for you." So Lakewood Light has told the Lancers,
"Come on,
we're coming for y'all this weekend."
Right.
Y'all got to watch out. I mean, because there's some amazing talent on that Lancer team, right? You got all kind of guys, Marcus and DJ. I mean, you got all kind of guys, quarterbacks, receivers. But there's a running back at Lakewood by the name of DeAndre. You guys, if you ain't seen him, you're gonna see him.
You will.
This dude, I call him the bow-legged monster. This cat comes around that corner full steam. Man. It's going to be a heck of a game this week. And who's the team? Was it the Spartans? Was it at the sophomore or freshman level that has the young lady that's at quarterback that is pretty darn amazing?
That's the Tacoma Spartans.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, they had a good showing too. They have a young man that plays safety on that team. I didn't get a chance to get his name, but put a hit on a player at the 1-yard line in the Jamboree that was worthy of being on ESPN. Ran from one side of the field to the next and laid somebody's baby out at the front of the 1-yard line. heck of a hit. They're also going to be a staple team, I believe, on that sophomore division as well.
Hey, and SWAC got a big running back in the sophomore division.
They do.
That likes to run hard.
Shout out to my guy Showtime.
Yeah, he looked like, man, he's trucking cats.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? You got to look
he's
at him.
aggressive. I love how aggressive.
Yeah, he's aggressive, man. And then
Yeah.
on their senior level, man, don't sleep on them. They picked up a victory this last week.
Okay.
The SWAC senior team coming back together. They got a quarterback, man, that's pretty darn dynamic. I'm gonna use my boy's word. He's pretty nasty.
Pretty nasty.
Yeah, he's pretty nasty.
Okay.
So be on the lookout for these kids. I'm just excited, you guys, about what we got planned. Let's talk about this coming week. We already kind of jumped into it. What games are you most excited to look at this week?
Well, and before we get to that point, let me give you a rundown of what's going down this weekend in Northwest Premier. So we got Lakewood Light at Puget Sound Lancers. Those guys are tipping off. First game is all games start at 9 is freshmen, 11 is sophomores, 1 is juniors, 3 is seniors. So we got Lakewood Light at Puget Sound at Franklin High School starting at 9 a.m. We got the Rainier Ravens at Tacoma Spartans at First Creek Middle School. I believe that's going to be their first game there this year. We got SWAC Cougars, CD Panthers at Judkins Park. Our first
Judkins.
Yes.
Black Fest.
So Northwest Premier, the inaugural game at Judkins this year. We got SeaTac Sharks at Beacon Hill.
Should be a good one.
At RB, so they'll be at Rainier Beach.
They're bringing you to the south end, Shark Tank.
That should be some good battle there. We got a 5-star at Benton, the battle for Renton.
Okay.
At Renton Memorial Stadium.
Oh, it is the battle for Renton.
Yes.
Who's the king of Renton this year?
Yes.
Right.
So looking forward to that. And then I believe that's it for Saturday.
All right.
And then Sunday, we have White Center at Auburn Memorial.
That should be a good one. That should
Be a good one.
Yeah, definitely. You know, out of those games, man, there's a lot of great matchups that are going to happen this weekend. But I think for me, honestly, and this is no bias, I just believe we have 2 great teams that are going to be in a clash, just a huge battle, and that's going to be 5-star and Benson, man. I think Coach Ron has those kids coached up to know, everything that he's done with those kids. You could tell even in the Jamboree, they're disciplined. You know what I mean? And to see the discipline, I know how they're going to react when they're on the football field. On the 5-star side, they have a lot of dynamic athletes on that side of the ball, and I think they'll do great this year. So I'm just looking forward to seeing them on the field. Like you said, the battle for Renton, that's going to be something else, because I know they both want to beat each other, and that's the thing about it. That's what's going to make it so great. So that will be my game of the week for me.
And that'll be interesting because you've got a lot, after this first week, you got some teams that haven't lost, but they're that undefeated record is already on the line in week 2.
Right.
5-star Benton. We got some other matchups where teams are in jeopardy of losing a game already, and I love that. I could care less if 5-star wins every game or whatever. I just want to see competitive football across the board.
Yeah.
Our league is only stronger if everybody's winning.
Yeah.
So that I'm looking forward to that Benson 5-star game because, as you said, Sean, it's a battle of 2 of the top teams in that junior division.
Right.
Yeah.
And that junior and both remind you we have a green conference and a gray conference.
Right.
And in the junior division, 3 of them each conference went 500. So they got 3 winners, 3 losers in each side. So there's gonna be a nice shakeup going over the next couple of weeks here. Like we talked about earlier, some teams that we didn't expect to lose are gonna all of a sudden look into week 3 and they're already lost one. So I'm loving that fact.
Definitely.
You got another nice matchup that junior division.
Yeah.
2 undefeated so far. Beacon Hill and SeaTac.
Right.
Are going to be matching up.
Right.
Exactly.
So that's going to be another big game.
What's my man's name that coaches at SeaTac? Big guy.
Coach Bill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that cat.
Yeah.
3 years now, and he's at them ready.
Right. Yeah. He puts
Every
it
year.
together. He puts it together. He definitely does. They have some dynamic players over there as well on that side of the ball, which I've already mentioned. You know, with Papa, EJ, you know, Devin, my little guy Jasane, the running back.
Yeah.
They got a couple guys over there, man. And then we've already, spoke about Jalen Petty, man. He's dynamic. You know what I mean? So I'm already seeing that that's going to be a tough matchup both ways.
And he got a veteran coach too. He got Coach
does.
Lewis.
He does.
On Lewis,
He
man,
does.
and been
Yep.
coaching
He
for a
does.
while.
Yep.
And he's bringing a little bit of that Louisiana boot
Yeah,
sauce,
yeah.
to put on these kids, man, to make sure they know what's happening.
Right,
So
right.
that's going to be a nice matchup, man. And I just realized that Tacoma Spartans freshmen are playing against Rainier Ravens freshmen. That's going to be a nice little game.
That is.
Yeah.
That is.
I think
that
on the
is.
freshman level, that's going to be a great game.
Right.
You know, my game of the week right now, my off top is the Benson 5-star junior game, and then I want to throw out there, I want to see the Lancers and Lakewood Light.
Right.
I think that's going to be another
That's gonna be a
good game. You know, I hope it's a good game.
Right,
I mean, basically on how they talking,
Yeah.
they both talking about it ain't going to be as good as the other one think.
Right.
But I hope it's a one that
Well,
people
you
talk
got a
about.
battle of their core strength is their skill players.
Yeah.
So whenever you have that, you got a lot of speed. Whenever you get a lot of speed, you get a lot of action.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to it. I think that could be a
Yeah.
high scoring game.
Yeah.
If these teams can't hunker down and stop one another consistently, I think you can see a really high scoring game.
Right.
But a close game at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that one.
I agree.
It'll be
And the Lancers, like you said, they got a ton of skill position. But one of the things that people forgot about with Lakewood, they have stockpiled on the line this year.
Yeah.
They got a pretty darn big line,
Yeah.
you know, and they got skilled players. And these coaches, man, they carry a lot of pride,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
out of T-Town.
Oh, yeah, most
They come and
definitely, most
represent,
definitely.
or Lakewood.
Yeah.
Let me represent them right. Out of
Yeah.
Lakewood, they
Right.
want you to know that Lakewood is here. You know, that they juniors last year, they won the championship
They did.
in Northwest
Very much
Premier, and
so
some of
did.
those kids have moved up.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a heck of a game, man. I'm excited to see what it's going to look like.
Right.
That was that merger between Lumberjacks and Blackout. That was a game changer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah.
what they brought was
Right.
the size.
Right.
They brought the size, and like Vince, I was talking to Vince a few weeks back. He goes, "Hey, you let the Usos block, you let the little guys run. We're good."
Right,
you know?
right,
and he's
right.
so right about that because
Yeah.
they gained a lot of size
They
with that
did.
merger.
They
did.
That was great to see. You know, being able to find, get those two to come together and coexist. That's going to only make the league stronger.
I'm looking forward to it, man. Well, you guys tune in this week and get ready to see some dynamic field play. We got some amazing teams going on that's going to be out there playing. And I think I threw out the ranking of CD Panthers is ranked in the NYAA. I think that's what it is, the NYAA NSR. They're ranked number 8 in the 9U division. And in the 14U division, Rainier Ravens have been ranked in the preseason as number 3. Now, all of that can change in any moment. You know, we have a lot of great teams, not only in our league, but in our state.
Right.
You know, there's some teams out there, even in the Gypsy League. You got Tacoma Panthers, Puyallup Rough Riders. In our own league, you got the Puget Sound Lancers, you got CD Panthers, you have Beacon Hill Cowboys.
Yeah.
Again, I think you hit the nail on the head. I know Coach Justin.
Yeah.
He's going to make adjustments.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
That team is
Oh,
going
yeah.
to be ready.
They are.
You know, but there's teams out here all over this state, man. I'm excited, you know. And I can only imagine you guys this year. I know we got to wrap up in a minute, but I can only imagine what our All-Star weekend is going to look like this year.
Man. Look.
That's going to be huge.
Yeah.
We've already begun planning for it.
Yeah.
Just so you know, that's November, the weekend, All-Star Weekend will be November 17th through the 19th. If you've never seen it before, this is our 3rd year. It's amazing. It's grown so much. We've had to find a new venue because we've got too many people attending for our current venue, unfortunately. Which I thank Red Lion because they've been great and gracious hosts to us.
Right.
But we need a bigger venue.
Y'all grown it.
Which is good news.
Yeah, yeah.
But I love doing business with the Red Lion there in Renton.
We still may do rooms with them,
Yeah.
but our banquet, we got to get a bigger space
Yeah.
for all the people.
Exactly.
So we're definitely going to make it work down there because Red Lion put us on
Yeah,
first.
Yeah.
They
So
definitely did.
we definitely want to shout out to Angie.
Yeah.
You know,
Angie.
we gonna always represent you guys well.
Yeah.
Our All-Star weekend is going to be bananas, man.
Bananas, and we're going to do it bigger and better than we did the year before. We've got a lot of great things in motion. that we're just trying to solidify here and get them locked down and get them ready for the season. The uniforms, I'm telling you, you guys are gonna love them.
Yeah.
You
They're
boys,
coming.
they're coming. You boys that are fortunate enough to get selected and by our coaches
Or
and
girls.
IEDs, or ladies, exactly. You're gonna absolutely love it. And the festivities and events that we'll put together for that weekend, the banquets, the workshops, the academic prep, all of the life skills, all of it. It'll be back again.
Full throttle.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it. So, man, like we mentioned, we've got teams that's been nationally ranked. Sometimes when you get on the little Facebook, you got a bunch of people. Man, what I noticed are mainly coaches. There's a bunch of either coaches that are currently coaching Little League or formerly coaching Little League or parent coaches. Can they be a parent coach?
Yeah.
Some can.
Yeah.
Right,
Some
right,
can.
right.
Some can't do it.
Some can't do it and be unbiased.
Right.
But there's a lot of coaches, a lot of people talking on threads and all these different things about what team, what kid is ranked. And you know what? At the end of the day, someone said it best. That's someone's opinion at the end of the day. And you are definitely, have a right to your own opinion.
Right.
But one of these days, what I'm thinking about doing, guys, I'm just dropping this on you guys. Tell me what your thoughts are. I'm thinking since we got all these coaches who's always ranking these kids, what if we set up a live show where we can start having coaches and parents and players rank coaches? I would be interested in knowing who are the top coaches, but I also want to set up the what I'm gonna call the GPC, the garbage pail coaches, like garbage pail, like the garbage pail kids.
Yeah.
I want them to say who is the biggest garbage pail coach out there,
I hear you.
just in case they're out there running their mouth,
Right.
We're
talking
talking
about
about
every.
hurt feelings.
And well, shoot, they hurting kids' feelings. At the end of the day, if they hurting kids' feelings and not get considered of their parents and talking about kids and teams and programs, and I'm not doing it to tear anybody down. I'm doing it all in fun. But at the same time, I do think it's important that we recognize those coaches who've been consistent. What would be some parameters for how we would determine, how one should determine what is a good coach?
Consistency,
Longevity.
development.
Yeah.
A, are you winning? B, is your system a success? Are you developing kids? Are kids coming back? Are they returning to you? To me, the biggest stat that I can keep track of in my organization is returning kids.
Right.
When I lose kids, the program loses, the system loses, and we suffer. Those kids go elsewhere. There's plenty of choices for everybody. So if I got a good coach who's consistent with his system and he's deliberate, he sticks to it. He doesn't sway back and forth and try to be something he's not. He adapts to his kids. I love a coach that can say, you know what, I ran the spread last year. I don't have the horses to run spread this year.
Right.
Back to power we go.
Right.
I got big boys. Let's just grind it out. I love those coaches that can adapt to the skill in their cupboard versus this is what I'm going to run regardless of who shows up on my roster. Those are really important characteristics and traits for me in evaluating a coach. And we all know it's not easy to do. Coaching is not easy, and it's volunteering.
Exactly.
Nobody's getting paid.
Exactly.
At least not in my club, they're not getting paid.
Right.
So we as administrators and presidents and ADs who run these clubs, we have to find the right guys who are right fit for our kids. And sometimes it doesn't always work out well.
Right.
Sometimes that person doesn't have the right traits to coach at a particular level. He may be a great freshman coach, but then he gets to juniors and his level of communication is different than it was for freshmen, and now he's not as effective, or she is not as effective as they were at that lower level. Those are the things I look for, and I think as we progress as a league, we're gonna have to consistently look for those things, because at the end of the day, the kids are the lifeblood, but the coaches are the engine.